Good afternoon. You're requested to be seated and observe order. Kindly switch off your mobile phones and turn the ringers off on your mobile phones. There is an interactive session scheduled for the students to interact with the Honorable Minister, Shri MURALEEDHARAN ji, our chief guest for today. Students are requested to be prudent and stick to academic and administrative matters related to the minister's domain and avoid political and irrelevant matters in the discussion. Our guests of honor have arrived and will join us shortly. You're all requested to rise from your seats upon their entry and be seated once they occupy their positions. Thank you. Students also know that you're not allowed to click photographs during the program. Thank you.
Hello, all the foreign dignitaries, you can turn on your video. Request to all foreign dignitaries, can you turn on your video? Thank you.
A very good morning to all of you. There is a slight delay in the function because of the late arrival of the minister. However, the minister is on his way and it will be starting momentarily. We have distinguished Member of Parliament Shri M.K. Raghavan and Honorable MLA of Kundamangalam, Shri P.T.A. Rahim, already arrived. So I would like to give you some heads up about the activities of the Center for International Relations and Foreign Languages. And we hope by the time I explain this to you, we will be able to start the function soon. So, respected guests on the dais and dignitaries of the dais, my colleagues and my dear students. I also, we have distinguished professors from abroad who are already associated with the center. I see Professor Thomas Goetz, Mr. Omri Hashmoneh, Dr. Aranza Aldia, and I think I can see Dr. Gurunath, Ms. Natalie, and Dr. Jayanta Kapat. We will be listening to their felicitations soon. One among the 11 newly established multidisciplinary centers of National Institute of Technology Calicut, the Center for International Relations and Foreign Languages aims to foster academic and research collaborations with reputed institutions and industry from abroad and serve our community by empowering them with certified training in foreign languages. Aligning with the National Education Policy, NEP 2020, the center functions towards diversifying education by mobilizing students and researchers and facilitating their interaction with international experts. To transcend education and research beyond geopolitical limitations and extend the benefits to the community at large, we need to forge strong partnerships with international academia. Apart from hosting international students admitted to our regular UG, PG, and PhD programs and visiting postdoctoral fellows, the NIT Calicut has been collaborating with academic institutions abroad for research and development since long. Even before our regional engineering college was converted into a national institute of importance, that is National Institute of Technology Calicut. Our enthusiastic and ardent researchers have availed all schemes of government, industry, bilateral and multilateral fundings to enhance international exchanges and interactions. We have regularly conducting programs such as Spark-based exchanges or GIAN programs, where distinguished faculty members from abroad are coming, and such fundings are always made use of by our eminent faculty members. This center, which is the Center for International Relations and Foreign Languages, since its inception in February 2022, is adopting and it's adopting the ongoing international research and development and exchange activities under one umbrella and carrying it forward. One of the main activities was initiating the first activities was the initiating of a high-level delegation led by our Deputy Director, Professor Sadi Madam, to Northern Israel for studying the academia startup ecosystem interaction, which is focusing on agri-tech, biotech, food tech, and climate tech. All areas relevant to our region and the whole nation also. A comprehensive system of academia entrepreneur interaction which is self-sustaining and that generating employment and wealth that is not common in our country. And NIT Calicut, through this center, is striving to develop and introduce first of its kind model in the country. The model is liaising between all the elements of the startup ecosystem, including entrepreneurs and tech developers, incubators and accelerators, investors and marketing personnel, and government agencies that is giving all the existing facilities. So that is going to be the first model that we are trying out in India. The center is striving to develop and introduce first of its kind model in the country. We are grateful to central and state governments for supporting this venture with enthusiasm. Second important venture of the center is starting international language certification program. The Japanese Foundation has already agreed to provide us resources of up to 3 lakhs per year for introducing different levels of Japanese language joint certification programs to our own students, staff, faculty, as well as for industry in and around the region and general public in the region. We are in the process of introducing certification programs for other foreign languages also. Finally, dialogues have started for academic exchanges and twinning programs with institutes abroad having high QS rankings. For example, we have Oxford Brookes University, Cardiff University, and Ulster University in the UK, University of Paris in France, University of Central Florida and Michigan Technological University, USA, Koblenz University, Germany, Norwegian University of Science and Technology, just to name a few. And we are finding the common ground and trying to bring joint programs to the benefit of our students in the existing program as well as new programs to be started under the NEP vision. The discussions are for adding values to the existing programs as well as starting new joint programs, thereby improving the presence of diversified international student population in the NIT. Our quest and collective efforts to realize the Institute's vision, which is international standing of the highest caliber, will be the priority of the center also. The seminar we organized today is a reflection of the same. In the occasion of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, celebrating 75 years of independence and our own Diamond Jubilee year celebrations at NIT Calicut, I wish you all happy Independence Day. Jai Hind.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, dignitaries on and off the dais, and invited members of the audience. Welcome to this magnificently glorious occasion. On behalf of NIT Calicut and its Center for International Relations and Foreign Languages, we proudly greet you at this event. Let us start by seeking grace and divine blessings. You are all requested to rise for the invocation.
കാണായ ലോകങ്ങൾ കാക്കുന്ന ദേവ കാരുണ്യ സിന്ധു നമിക്കുന്നു ഞങ്ങൾ. കാണായ ലോകങ്ങൾ കാക്കുന്ന ദേവ കാരുണ്യ സിന്ധു നമിക്കുന്നു ഞങ്ങൾ. വിറയാർന്ന കൈകൾ ചലിക്കുന്ന നേരം ഞങ്ങൾ തൻ കരളിൻ്റെ കൈക്കൊമ്പ് നീട്ടി. വിറയാർന്ന കൈകൾ ചലിക്കുന്ന നേരം ഞങ്ങൾ തൻ കരളിൻ്റെ കൈക്കൊമ്പ് നീട്ടി. ചൊരിയുക നാഥാ നിൻ സ്നേഹധാര കാരുണ്യ സിന്ധു നമിക്കുന്ന ഞങ്ങൾ. കാരുണ്യ സിന്ധു നമിക്കുന്നു ഞങ്ങൾ. Kindly rise.
In the words of Jiddu Krishnamurthy, there is no end to education. It's not that you read a book, pass an examination, and finish with education. The whole of life, from the moment you were born to the moment you die, is the process of learning. In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, I quote, "Live as if you were to die tomorrow, and learn as if you were to live forever." Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, dignitaries on and off the dais, and invited members of the audience. Welcome to this magnificently glorious occasion. On behalf of NIT Calicut and its Center for International Relations and Foreign Languages, we proudly greet you at this event.
The Center for International Relations and Foreign Languages, under the profound vision of our director, Dr. Prasad Krishna, aims to present the students and scholars of NITC with a prospect. The prospect to know, learn, and build capacities that serve global society and stretch beyond boundaries. The opportunity to learn recesses of ecumenical knowledge structures and systems, and a chance to collaborate with like-minded geniuses from across continents. The center envisions serving NITC fraternity by functioning as a portal for international exchange and collaboration. To aid these exchanges and maximize opportunities for our students and scholars, the center will also roll out programs in foreign languages and arrange for cultural interactions with foreign universities and institutions. The center has already started its initiatives and set in motion several programs. One such initiative is the seminar on Internationalisation of Higher Education in light of NEP 2020, which caters to unveiling the prospects in higher learning at international centers of learning. Experts from India, UK, USA, Germany, Israel, and Japan will address the participants and share their exclusive knowledge. Now, I would request the visionary, Dr. Prasad Krishna, whose relentless support and encouragement have been the motivation behind this event, to grace us with his profound words and deliver his welcome address.
Heartful pranams to all. Honorable Union Minister for External Affairs and Parliamentary Affairs, Shri V. MURALEEDHARAN ji, Honorable Member of the Parliament of this Kozhikode constituency, Shri Raghavan ji, Honorable MLA from the Kundamangalam constituency, Shri PTA Rahim Saab, our Deputy Director, Professor Sadi Devi, our distinguished alumni, faculty, staff, research scholars, students, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very momentous occasion for us because NIT Calicut is celebrating its Diamond Jubilee. You may recall the erstwhile Regional Engineering College Calicut was established, formally inaugurated by the then Chief Minister of Kerala, Shri Pattam Thanu Pillai, in the makeshift campus of West Hill Polytechnic on September 1st, 1961. And from then onwards, we have moved from a mere regional engineering college to an autonomous institution under the University of Calicut, a deemed to be university, and today we stand as the top 5 NIT in the country. We are not only that, in terms of the Atal ranking of innovation, we are the number 1 NIT in the country, and I'm also proud to say we continued our legacy of being the second rank institution in the NIRF ranking for the Department of Architecture and Planning. Only IIT Roorkee is only ahead of us. All this happened with the support of all our alumni, faculty, staff, and dear students, and with the support of the union government, we could achieve. Now it is an institution of national importance, a parliamentary body, a people's institute, furthering the vision and mission of this great country, which is celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. The country is planning for its vision 2047, when we will be celebrating the centenary celebration, and NIT Calicut is committed to align with the vision and mission of this great nation, so that we align the wisdom of our forefathers along with the technological and scientific development for furthering the benefit of mankind. So we are geared for that, and I'm extremely happy Honorable Minister has consented to formally inaugurate the activities of the internationalization of higher education, where we foster collaboration with world-class universities, where India would get back the Vishwaguru status. India has always seen earlier Vishwaguru, and I'm sure with this kind of collaboration, industry institute relationship, Center for Culture and Arts Relation, where we try to develop a holistic personality, not just a technical or a scientist like that. We want aligning with the National Education Policy, which is a very important document given by our union government, and NIT Calicut is committed to implement all the recommendations of this National Education Policy. The time is given by 2030. I am sure with all your support, with the support of the government here, we would be able to realize the objectives and vision of the National Education Policy, where our graduates not only competed in technical, social, emotional, environmental, all the skills, but they will be a holistic individual who can serve the society on the foundations of humanistic, constitutional, ethical values. I again formally welcome all of you, the delegates of this international seminar, the resource person who have joined us online from various parts of the country, from UK, USA, Canada, Australia, Israel, and Singapore and Malaysia, we are extremely grateful to all of them for sharing their vision how to strengthen the Indian education system with collaborative learning. Together we can do. Once again, I am grateful to all of you, all the faculty, staff, students of NIT Calicut, other well-wishers, the friends from media for gracing this occasion. Thank you. Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir. We are honored to have with us Shri V. MURALEEDHARAN, Honorable Minister of State for External Affairs and Parliamentary Affairs, who has very graciously agreed to inaugurate today's seminar. Shri V. MURALEEDHARAN was born in Kannur, Kerala, and currently holds the portfolio of Minister of State for External Affairs and Parliamentary Affairs since 30th May 2019. He studied English Language and Literature at Government Brennan College, Talasheri. Later, he started actively vocalizing significant socio-political concerns of the people. He has been appreciated for his relentlessness and compassion. During Operation Ganga, he played a significant role in interacting with thousands of worried and sleepless parents of students who were stuck in Ukraine. He consoled them and assured them of timely government interventions. He keenly followed up on the ground levels, ensuring early evacuation of students. His knowledge of foreign service, international diplomacy, and geopolitics and unending quest for learning is truly admirable. He has immensely contributed to developing friendly relations with several countries in Africa and the Middle East. He visited 22 countries and engaged extensively in international diplomatic exchange during his tenure. The light has always been a manifestation of seeking knowledge and positive grace. We will now request our chief guest for the day, Shri V. MURALEEDHARAN ji, Honorable Minister of State for External Affairs and Parliamentary Affairs, and our guest of honor and the other dignitaries on the dais to light the lamp and inaugurate the seminar. We would also humbly request you to grace the gathering with your inspiring words. Sir, please address the gathering. Thank you.
The Member of Parliament from Kerala, from Kozhikode, Shri M.K. Raghavan, MLA of Kundamangalam, Shri P.T.A. Rahim, the Director of NIT Calicut, Professor Prasad Krishna, Deputy Director Professor Sati Devi, other members of the faculty, staff, students, well-wishers, namaskaram to all of you. Let me at the outset express my sincere apologies for the delay, perhaps which was not expected to be, and also the difficulties caused to all of you due to that delay. Friends, I feel elated to be present here today at the prestigious National Institute of Technology, Calicut, an institute of national importance which has been established by an act of the Parliament. Professor Prasad Krishna has explained the last 60 years, how it has evolved from being a regional engineering college which originated from the makeshift campus at the Polytechnic premises in campus in West Hill to an autonomous institution, and today as being the pioneer and the number one among the National Institute of Technologies across the world. So let me congratulate all those who have contributed to make this institution as the number one NIT in the whole country. I had the opportunity to visit this campus many times. When it was a regional engineering college, as a student activist, I have stayed many days here in the campuses, in the hostels, have shared the food with many of the then students also. So the REC Calicut is a very, very familiar place for me. Of course, after it became an NIT, for the last few years, since my area of activity changed, I have not been able to keep in touch. But of course, there has been instances in the past, in the recent days, when a group of students had, I remember a group of students had approached me a few years ago when there was a hike in the fee, which they wanted the intervention of the government of India. And I'm happy that I became instrumental in getting that fee reduced also. This institute has been instrumental in providing high quality technical education for students from across the country. The vision of the institute is to provide education at par with international standards and to nurture the innovative zeal of students passing out of this institution of national eminence. As you all are aware, this year is very special. Today, on 13th August 2022, we as a nation have begun to celebrate India's Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav by hoisting tricolors at our homes, campuses and offices. This year is even special for NIT, as the director mentioned, as it is celebrating its Diamond Jubilee year. It's indeed a happy occasion that the office complex of 6 multicultural centers are inaugurated, and the foundation stone for the International Hall of Residence is also being laid on this special day. Friends, let me take this opportunity on this great moment to pay tributes to the martyrs who laid down their lives for the nation. We owe to that generation of freedom fighters for their relentless efforts in making India a free nation. All of us are fortunate to have been born in independent India, a nation that has been carving its path for development in the spirit of democracy. We are governed by the rule of law that has been enshrined in the Constitution of India, drafted by our great leaders of India, the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, the Shri B.R. Ambedkar, Sardar Patel, and many freedom fighters and founding fathers of this nation. We are all familiar with the saying, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. The national education policy that has been brought in by the government under the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji is a reflection of the aspirations of our freedom fighters and founding fathers. It has the spirit of self-reliance which inspired India's freedom movement, has the vision of making India, as the director mentioned, a global leader, or as it was then mentioned, Vishwaguru, and has the potential to nurture the aspirations of our youth and give wings to their dreams. The national education policy is not just a document. It's a path that provides a holistic learning experience for the student and enlighten him or her to become a responsible citizen. I'm happy to see that NIT Calicut is moving swiftly in the direction of development into a modern campus of higher learning. This seminar on internationalization of higher education in the light of National Education Policy 2020, it also holds special importance. It's a most relevant topic that echoes the concerns and that young people of India have in their minds. Recently, I had an opportunity to go to Manipur, and my ministry had organized a program for distributing passports. Many of those who acquired passports were students. So when I asked them, why did you want to have passports? Most of them told me that we would like to go abroad for education. We would like to utilize the present opportunity for gaining more information, to gain more experience, and to have exposure to the whole world. So, the internationalization of education is a most opportune topic that you have chosen to discuss. And I must say that the national education policy, on the one hand, strengthens the basic objective of education, the multidisciplinary approach to education, inculcating the values, making proud about our ethos, but at the same time, instead of limiting ourselves to the barriers and boundaries of the country, to go across the world, to see and understand, and to imbibe what the world has in store for you as young students, as researchers, as technologists. This is what the national education policy has as its vision. So, this is an excellent way to nurture young minds and cultivate the spirit of curiosity and interest in issues that concerns all. Especially this internationalization of education. It's not something new for Indians. We may have lost some steam under the British, but we have been known around the globe for knowledge and wisdom. India was once regarded as a center of knowledge, where we had top-class educational institutions such as Nalanda and Takshashila, providing global leadership. Students from across the world, researchers from across the world, they traveled to India. They came over here to know not only about India's history and culture, but even about technology and modern science. Texts like Susruta Samhita enlightened the world on medicine and surgery. Sage Charaka was one of the principal contributors to Ayurveda, a system of medicine and lifestyle developed in ancient India. Brahmagupta, a mathematician and astronomer, were the first to give rules to compute with zero. We were in that sense, the global leaders. Of course, the 200-year-old British rule, followed by I can say that unfortunately the neglect of the education system and the Macaulay modeled education system, it had undermined our native education system. Now the NEP provides an opportunity to regain India's lost momentum and bring forth the wisdom of our model of education that is based on our age-old method and style of education. Now, there was a period when we used to say, when somebody gets educated here and goes abroad, searching for opportunities, we used to say that it is a brain drain. Now, of course, there is a brain gain happening. Many people who had gone there are coming back. But I would, at this moment, or I can say the government of Narendra Modi ji doesn't look at this phenomenon of our youngsters getting educated in India and going abroad as a brain drain. Because now the world is so much compact. The world provides opportunities for anyone who is capable. And Indian youth have exhibited that capability. We see across the world, whether it is in the field of science, technology, medicine, art, literature, we see Indians excel. We see Indians proving their capability. And if I would say, it's not limited to these sectors, but in sectors of governance also. In sectors of governance where the members of parliament, the mayors of various cities, the heads of states, heads of governments, we have Indians who have traveled from here, getting educated here, traveled from here to various parts of the world and becoming heads of states and heads of government. So now, when generally people used to say that the world is a marketplace, I would like to say Indians have made it the whole world as a workplace, where the Indian youngsters have been able to go to various places, exhibit their caliber, express their capabilities, and gain the leadership in those places wherever they have went. So now, any youth, anyone who gets educated in India, that individual, if he travels abroad, I wouldn't say that it's a brain drain. I would like to see it as he or she trying to explore the world, he or she trying to prove his capabilities, he or she trying to utilize the opportunity that is available not only within the barriers of our country, but across the world. So, we are in a nation where we are confident of our youth, where we feel that Indian youth can take on the world. Indian youth can excel in the world. And there is no better example for it than the startup ecosystem. The startup ecosystem, now we are among the front-ranking countries in the whole world. More than 60,000 startups which have come up in India. More than around 70 to 80 unicorns. It's all the contribution of the Indian youth. And I would say that the Indian youth have been proving, without the support of their heritage, without the support of the wealthy, being born in a wealthy family, with their effort, with their capability, they have been able to become the leaders of the world. So in this context, making India an attractive education hub for international students. Not only that Indian students go abroad, but internationally students have been coming to India. Now, during the last few years, as per the figures that we have, students from 167 nations, including from our neighboring Southeast Asian countries, have come over to India to gain education in Indian universities and institutions. The reason is simple. It is the India's diversity and the rich history that offer a wide array of options for every student. Our education system is as vast and diverse as our country itself. Indian education is not just affordable for foreign students, but it is an enriching experience. And being a minister in charge of Indian community abroad, and as a minister in charge of foreign affairs, I can say that many of the international institutions, they look forward to collaborating with India, not only in art and literature, but even in science. The other day I was in Delhi University, where I had the opportunity to meet the international students. So the Vice Chancellor was telling me that students from Germany are coming to India to become students of technology and science. Germany is considered to be a country which is far ahead of India in the aspects of science and technology. But they are coming now to India. So friends, this topic of internationalization of education, it's a very opportune topic that you have chosen. Several measures have been taken, have been initiated to strengthen the internationalization of higher education by the government in line with the recommendations of the National Education Policy. The guidelines on the internationalization of higher education was notified by UGC in 2021 that include, because many of the students who come, they find minor hiccups. So how we can solve those hiccups? How we can overcome those hiccups so that those students who come, they find it an easy way. They find it very seamless process in admission as well as in various other requirements. 179 universities have established the Office for International Affairs and have also set up Alumni Connect cells. Recently, I had the opportunity to go to Sudan, and I was surprised when there was a get-together organized. The number of Indians who were there, that number was far less compared to the Sudanese who had come to India, had gained education and had gone back. They have an Indian Alumni Association. Those who have studied in India, who have come back, they are in government in various positions. They are in various responsibilities. And I could see a couple of them who have second generation who are studying in India. The father got educated in India. He proudly said that my son is also getting educated in India. So that's the standard of Indian education now. So this internationalization and attracting students from abroad to come over to India for gaining education, for getting education, that is a new phenomenon that has been there, but in between we lost that trend, and now we are regaining that trend. So even the IITs has sought after institute. Now, as I understand, some of the countries have already signed MOUs for establishing Indian Institute of Technology in their countries. Many of the educational institutions and universities have set up their combined efforts with Indian universities to promote knowledge transfer as well as student exchange programs. I don't want to make a lengthy speech. I would say that the new education policy, it does to do away the rigid separation of disciplines which was there, which was streaming or forcing the students to go into narrow areas of study. So now we have emphasis on development of cognitive skills and learning outcomes, which has resulted in becoming, and which is resulting in students getting more employment opportunities. So the NEP envisions all these changes to the system to empower students and provide them opportunities to become employable or to become entrepreneurs. The NEP has been going ahead, establishing multidisciplinary universities, revamping the curriculum and the pedagogy, the system of assessment, and of course providing support to the students. Light but tight. That regulation by a single regulator for higher education and increased access, equity, and inclusion. That's the motto or the hallmark of the new education policy. So on this occasion, when you are planning this seminar on internationalization of education, quite a large number of experts from within the country and abroad are going to impart their views, their viewpoints about this topic. I would like to conclude, but before concluding, let me also recollect about the 75th year of India's independence, the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, which is a phenomenal moment in the history of our great nation. Every one of us in this year of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, we have the responsibility to remember the great sacrifices made by our freedom fighters and play our role in ensuring the development of the nation. Paying tribute to the freedom fighters is not enough. Playing the role in the development of the nation, that's our responsibility. That's what the Prime Minister exhorted us during the last Independence Day address from the ramparts of the Red Fort, when he said that India is now at 75. In 25 years, we will be India at 100. When we celebrate in 2047, the 100th year of the India's independence. And the coming 25 years, we need to plan for that. He said that we should ponder over the sacrifices made by our freedom fighters, the vision they had for a developed India, their dreams and how we can fulfill those dreams. India at 75 is a developed country. We have progressed from 1947 to 2022, but we have a lot to traverse. We have miles to go. And when we reach that 2047, our aim should be to fulfill, to realize the dreams that our forefathers had, the freedom fighters who laid down their lives for the independence of this country, they had. So to realize that, he said that till now the government has been saying, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas. He gave a new motto. He said that this 25 years, if we have to realize that, if we have to achieve that, it requires Sabka Prayas, the efforts of everyone. And that efforts of everyone, let me take this opportunity on this very momentous occasion of the 75th year of the India's independence. Let us all strive together, being youngsters, being the future of this country. Let us all strive together to achieve the dreams of the forefathers of our nation, and let us all be involved in the Sabka Prayas to make India again to be a global leader. And let me conclude with these words. Namaskar, Vande Mataram.
We thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. We would request Dr. Prasad Krishna to present the memento to Shri V. Muraleedharan ji as a token of our gratitude. We also have amidst ourselves Shri M.K. Raghavan, who is a people's person and strived meticulously to represent his people's concerns. He held various positions both at the district and state level. He was actively involved in social work in North Kerala. His deep involvement with the rural areas through cooperative movements is highly appreciated. In his long tenure as a people's representative, he has served society and its people in several capacities. We would now invite Shri M.K. Raghavan, Member of the Parliament, to share his profound wisdom.
Hon'ble Minister of State for External Affairs and Parliamentary Affairs, Shri Muraleedharan ji, Hon'ble MLA Shri P.T. Rahim ji, Shri Prasad Krishna ji, Director of NIT, Srimati Dr. Sadi Devi, Deputy Director of NIT, distinguished guests on and off the dais, my dear friends, faculty members and students. So at a time when we are planning to celebrating 75th year of independence of our great nation as Asadika Amrita Mahotsav, naturally it gives me immense pleasure to attend the August function in connection with the Global Center for the Higher Education at NIT Calicut. Dear friends, compared to other NITs, Kozhikode excels in some of the broad parameters of higher educational institutions for NIRF rankings at the national level. This includes teaching, learning and resources, research and professional practice, graduation outcome, outreach and inclusivity and perception. I congratulate the director, faculty members and students for your sincere effort to strengthen the institution. I consider NIT Calicut as one of the pioneering centers of excellences in the areas of science, technology and engineering. Moreover, I take this opportunity to congratulate the organizers of NIT Calicut for their untiring efforts in organizing a seminar on internationalization of higher education and national education policy 2020. At a time when globalization is acquiring momentum across the world, internationalization of higher education assumes more significance. More than 5 lakh students from India are reaching abroad universities for higher education. Government of India launched National Education Policy 2020 after a span of around 34 years. NEP 2020 addresses different areas in school and higher education, emphasis to language education given the policy will surely facilitate to improve the communication and linguistic skills of the school children. NEP envisages to promote quality education, skill development, employability enhancement, and global education at different levels. Recently, the Higher Education Council of India say the former University Grants Commission promotes twinning programs with overseas universities, including joint and dual degree programs. As part of the policy, foreign universities can establish campuses in India. This will great blessing to reduce the cost of education for us. Employability can be improved only through making substantial interventions in knowledge, attitude, and skill of the students. Communication, technical, and domain skills require more emphasis. Employability among graduates in India is less than 25%. How a country can grow without improving the employability of students? During the post-COVID phase, even though employability increased in the IT-enabled sectors, all other sectors still show recession. Employability in the primary agriculture and secondary industries need to be improved further. Services sector substantially shows better growth rate. My suggestion to reduce the increasing unemployability in the country is through making appropriate interventions in school curriculum. At the school level, especially in the primary classes, focus should be on teaching regional languages and English. This in turn will facilitate them to acquire better employability skills in future. Recently, students from poor socio-economic situations, even with good academic merit, find it difficult to afford the expenditure required for higher education. You know better than me. My suggestion to solve this problem is to establish a higher education consortium with corpus fund, from budgetary provisions, CSR funding, and crowdfunding opportunities. Government of India needs to take a lead role in this matter. I think Hon'ble Minister now with us here, I request him to take this major issue with the Government of India. As part of internationalization of higher education sector, I suggest National Institute of Technology, Calicut, to identify fruitful collaborations based on the emerging technologies. Multidisciplinary research requires more focus. Academy industry collaborations, reskilling, upskilling, and relearning are the mantras for improving the employability of students. I'm very happy to note that NIT Calicut is providing advanced education in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Our mission must be to further improve the world rankings and NIRF ranking index of institution, so as to position among the global educational institutions. I wish the forthcoming International Center for Higher Education at NIT Calicut and the national seminar all success and assure support from my side as a member of Parliament from Calicut Lok Sabha constituency. And I request the organizers of the seminar to send a copy of the deliberations to me for appropriate follow-up. So I would like to conclude my few words. Thank you. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. We would now request our director, Dr. Prasad Krishnan, to present the memento to Shri M.K. Raghavanji as a token of our appreciation. We also have with us Shri P.T.A. Rahim, member of the Legislative Assembly of Kerala. This is his 4th term as MLA. It is clearly indicative of his popularity and public appeal. He is actively involved with public concerns. He has also been actively involved with the local self-government and allied agencies. We will now request Shri P.T.A. Rahim, member of the Legislative Assembly of Kerala, to say a few words and grace the occasion.
Respected MURALEEDHARAN ji, respected MP Shri M.K. Raghavan, Shri Prasad Krishna, and Srimati Sadi Devi, and distinguished guests. Since I think there are so many distinguished persons waiting to participate in this seminar from different countries like UK, USA, Germany, etc. So I am concluding my speech and wishing this function all success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We would now request the Director, Dr. Prasad Krishna, to present the memento to Shri P.T.A. Rahim as a token of our appreciation. We have international experts who have very kindly agreed to grace this august gathering with their inspiring words. They have been supporting us throughout our brief journey as a center. We would now invite Dr. Siti Hamisa. Dr. Siti Hamisa is the 4th Vice Chancellor of the UCSI University. She is a former civil servant with over 33 years of experience and as an alumnus of the University Technology, MARA, Malaysia, and the University of Lowell in Massachusetts, USA, before joining Bethel and Duncan Associate as an engineer. She also holds a PhD in civil engineering from the University of Leeds in 1994. At the UCSI University, Dr. Siti seeks to leverage her knowledge, expertise, and passion to enhance UCSI's ranking locally as well as globally. Dr. Siti also intends to increase collaboration between academia and the private sector by commercializing UCSI's research output. Now I invite her to say a few words.
Thank you. Greetings from Malaysia, Honorable Minister, Member of Parliament, Professor Prasad, Director of NITC, ladies and gentlemen. Please allow me to congratulate the National Institute of Technology on its Diamond Jubilee. Thank you for inviting me to this event. I believe NIT's initiative on internationalization and research collaboration program is commendable as it allows students to enrich their campus life and their perspective at a global level when they graduated. Academic staff and the institution also gain from the initiative through the visibility of the institution, like the network, citations, and publications. I believe the host country also gain economically through such endeavor. I certainly hope NTI and UCSI University will be able to start our student staff mobility program in the near future. Finally, I would like to congratulate the Center for International Relations and Foreign Languages for organizing this seminar. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We would now invite Professor D. Shakti Kumar. Professor D. Shakti Kumar is currently contributing as Deputy Director, Bio-Nano Electronics Research Center and Professor at Graduate School of Interdisciplinary New Science, Toyo University, Japan. He initiated and launched Indian JSPS Alumni Association in 2006, which is the first JSPS Alumni Association established in Asia-Pacific region. He has, to his credit, some major publications in his niche area and has 9 patents in his credits. Over to you, sir. We would now invite Professor MURALEEDHARAN, the Director of International Academic Affairs.
Hi,
Professor
I will speak,
MURALEEDHARAN.
Yes, I will speak on behalf of Professor Ladd as he is present, but there is a technical problem. His Excellency, Honorable Minister of State for External Affairs and Parliamentary Affairs, to our hosts and friends at the National Institute of Technology Calicut, respected colleagues and dignitaries. Shalom, hello, my name is Nathalie Edelman-Porat. I'm the Director of the International Academic Affairs Unit. Professor Ladd, the head of the unit, and I are honored to participate in this ceremony today, representing Tel Chai College in Israel. Our college, Tel Chai, is located in the Upper Galilee region in northern Israel. It is a growing center of research and education with 3 faculties and more than 5,000 students. Earlier this year, we hosted at Tel Chai our friends from the National Institute of Technology in Calicut and discussed the similarities and interests of both institutions. During this visit, we shared our mutual visions of promoting internationalization, entrepreneurship, and innovation among our students and faculty as part of the changing higher education systems, both in Israel and in India. We learned there are similarities in the regions of Kerala and the Upper Galilee as agriculture regions, and that there are mutual areas of research and study in both institutions, such as food tech, agrotech, and biotech, among others. In the near future, Israel's National Institute for Innovation and Research on Food will be established at Tel Chai College in cooperation with the Migal Research Institute and with the support of the Israeli Ministry of Economy and the Innovation Authority. It will combine the strengths of Tel Chai, cutting-edge research, high-quality training, education, and opportunities for students of all backgrounds while creating economic growth for Israel's northern periphery. We believe this is only one example of possible collaboration between both institutions. To facilitate the new collaborations, we would like to sign an agreement between Tel Chai College and NITC to promote research collaborations, exchange of students, faculty, and mutual projects. As our unit focuses on promoting internationalization, I would like to mention we're proud to welcome representative of NITC to our online International Bioinformatics workshop starting tomorrow and hope to exchange more students and faculty in the coming year. On behalf of Tel Chai College, I congratulate our colleagues on NITC for the inauguration of the Center for International Relations and Foreign Languages and wish you great success. We look forward to working with you, and happy Independence Day for India. Thank you.
Ms. Natalie Edelman-Porat is the Director of the International Academic Affairs Unit. We thank you, ma'am, for your words. Now, we would invite Professor Thomas Goetz. Professor Dr. Thomas Goetz is the Vice Dean for Research and Young Scientist and a professor in applied mathematics and mathematical modeling at the University of Koblenz. He has also offered a course for the students at NITC as a visiting professor at the Department of Mathematics NITC.
Honorable Minister MURALEEDHARAN, dear guests of honor, dear Director Prasad Krishna, dear colleagues, dear ladies and gentlemen. Science cannot exist without international collaboration. It never has, and it never will. That's not just my belief, but common practice in the scientific community. Mathematics, as a key technology of the 21st century, is one of the main drivers for progress in science, technology, and economy. To combine both math and internationalization, we, NIT Calicut and University of Koblenz, are currently developing a joint double degree program focusing on mathematical modeling, simulation, and optimization. We hope that this initiative will become an integral part of NIT Calicut's and Koblenz's efforts to give our students the best education possible. And as the minister pointed out earlier in his speech, this collaboration in education is not just a one-way street. Studying in multinational, multicultural teams will help preparing our students, both in Germany and in India, to face and master the upcoming global challenges of the next decades. Embedding the program in India's national education policy and Europe's Erasmus Plus program will hopefully allow for a vivid exchange between Calicut and Koblenz as a showcase of international collaboration and education. And having said that, I'm really looking forward to the next years of our collaboration. Thanks very much. Greetings from Koblenz and all the best to India's 75th birthday on Monday.
Thank you, sir. We would now invite Dr. Aranza Aldia. Dr. Aranza Aldia is a senior lecturer at the School of Engineering, Computing and Mathematics at Oxford Brookes University, UK. Her area of specialization includes programming, Java and Python. Over to you, ma'am.
Good morning, everybody from England. It is an honor for me to speak here on behalf of Oxford Brookes University. First of all, I want to congratulate the NIT for its strategy and vision on opening higher education international partnerships and the development of the International Relation and Foreign Language Center. This great initiative has allowed the NIT to begin links with universities all around the world. At Oxford Brookes University, we receive hundreds of Indian students that come to us and study with us. But we also have a lot of courses all around the world in China, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, and Europe. They studied our degrees in their countries. Now we have started with new initiatives with the NIT by creating a short course on data analytics based on our own postgraduate courses at Brookes. This course has been sponsored by British Council and will start this semester. This project has allowed us to develop these new opportunities to visit Calicut in July and to strengthen the collaborations by looking at developing dual award master degrees in data science and artificial intelligence. This course will give Indian students the opportunity to travel to Oxford and spend a year with us and complete their studies with a double degree from Oxford Brookes University and the NIT. We are looking forward to continue working with the NIT in the future, welcoming the students, visit Calicut again, and also try to find new opportunities like summer placements or exchange students. Thank you very much for inviting me to this opening seminar and to present our partnership with NIT. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. We would now invite Gurunath Yognath. Gurunath Yognath is an electrical engineer and is currently at the University of Rostock, Germany. His expertise lies in MATLAB simulation, electrical and electronics engineering, electrical power engineering, power electronics, power system analysis, control theory system, model powering, converters, and renewable energy technologies. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. My greetings to Minister MURALEEDHARAN, Dr. Prasad Krishna, and colleagues and the students. So today I'm here to showcase some about Rostock, which is a major university which was established at 1419 AD with many diverse studies from the field of science, technology, and medicine. Especially in the field of engineering, we at Rostock are mainly oriented towards driving the education system in the industry standards. So with our professors being from industry and our curricula updated regularly, and which is, I believe, also the agenda of this NEP 2020. So this suits both the Institute NIT Calicut and University Rostock to drive the focus in such a way that we can collaborate and also make more upcoming projections for the scientific world. Henceforth, yeah, I encourage all the students to apply to at our university, and also which gives them a good standing opportunity for interaction in a global level. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We would now invite Dr. Jayanta Kapat. Dr. Jayanta Kapat is a Pegasus professor and the director of the Center for Advanced Turbomachinery and Energy Research. The most significant impact of Kapat's work stems from his vision for CATER. Through CATER, Kapat has facilitated graduate level research and degrees and has established excellent success rates for internship and job placement for his students at all levels. Over to you, sir.
Thank you all, and I bring greetings from Orlando, Florida, in the US, and greetings to the respectable Minister MURALEEDHARAN ji and the honorable guests, and the director and deputy director and other honored guests, both in room and on the net. I am originally from IIT Kharagpur. I've been at Orlando or UCA for about 25 years now. And I congratulate NIT Calicut for setting up this center that promotes international collaboration. As it was said before, that has to be the way we move forward to solve the humanity's greatest problems. At UCF, we take pride in close collaboration with industries. There are many around us, and I'll be talking about some of them in the afternoon, later in the afternoon. And I'm looking forward to collaboration with NIT Calicut in multiple areas, including digital twin, decarbonization, local aerial mobility, and topics such as that, both in terms of research collaboration as well as student exchanges, faculty exchanges, and joint degrees. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We will now request Dr. Rajnikant GK, Dean Students Welfare, to moderate the interactions. We welcome him towards the technical desk.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello, check.
I was told that our Honorable Minister is shown a keen interest addressing the students' questions and their comments and all those stuff. So I thank you for that consideration and giving an opportunity for the students to interact with you. And I request our students' body or the community to come up with the questions, relevant questions, which is pertaining to his portfolio. And one by one, you can ask the question. Who is going to be the first one? Yeah. Please tell your name, branch, and whether you are a PG, UG, or PhD, and your place,
yes,
native place.
Honorable Minister, sir, I'm Aditya Yaram from Mechanical Department, BTech. So today I would like to ask you a question. In your opinion, the NEP 2020 has emphasized the skill education. So do you think the brain drain will increase, or India will have a brain gain? Because the likelihood of overseas opportunities have increased, but also the timely return of Indian scholars and the Indian professionals might also increase. So what do you feel, sir?
See, as I mentioned in my speech also, please sit down. As I mentioned in my speech also, there was a period when we used to say that those who get educated here and go abroad, it's a brain drain. But I would say that in the present context, that becomes a not a very much apt description of the situation. Because in a globalized world, when knowledge and individuals knowledge transfer happens, individuals travel. Now we experience a scenario where Indians who get educated in India, of course they go abroad, but there they exhibit their capabilities, and there may be, we need to have facilities, not because people go because there is no facility here. We need to improve upon our facilities, have talent coming from all parts of the world. But at the same time, my suggestion is that we need to encourage Indians. If somebody wishes to go abroad, gain exposure, that definitely will prove to be better for India and the world. So this is the view that the government has about this phenomenon.
Thank you, sir. The second question is expected from Pujita. Yeah.
You are audible, slightly feeble, that's all.
Good afternoon, Honorable Minister. Myself, Pujita, BTech from Electrical Department. I would like to ask you a question. Sir, as you are the Minister of State on Foreign Affairs, you have solved many problems of students from Ukraine. Could you please share your experience on interacting with the students from abroad, and what are the challenges you had faced in solving those issues?
No, Ukraine was a, definitely please take your seat. Ukraine was perhaps an issue which was unforeseen. I wouldn't blame the students for staying there in spite of the advisories, because many of the students who went there, they were seeing the president of that country saying that the situation is very calm, no need to worry, it's not going to be alarming. And of course, those who have taken them from, who have been the representatives, the students' representatives who are there, the universities' representatives, they were all giving an impression that nothing untoward is going to happen. But of course, things went beyond their expectations, and especially we all might have seen when the students had to be in bunkers for many days together, unable to get out, not having regular food, and uncertain about how it's going to be in the coming days. So I would say that the students had confidence in the government. Even though in between some of the students were a bit desperate. But overall, what I could assess was that they had confidence in the government, because the government of India in the recent past has an experience of bringing back quite a lot of Indians in distress situations. So in this aspect also, they were confident that they will be brought back. And they were proud that when they carried the tricolor, that tricolor gave them the way. That tricolor was respected by Ukrainians and the Russians. And they were provided free and peaceful access. So otherwise, those students who were there in the eastern part of Ukraine, they traveled more than 1,000 kilometers to reach the western border of Ukraine through Romania, Poland, all these countries, and then to safety. So they had the confidence and they were proud that we belong to a country now where India's strength, India's capability is respected by many other countries. So that was my experience of my interaction with the students.
Thank you, sir. Due to time constraint, even though our students have many more questions to ask, due to time constraint, we wouldn't be able to accommodate everything. I'm sorry. I apologize for that one. But we'll probably take up the last one question.
Sure.
It is from the Saumya. Where are you? The 8th row. Yeah. Yeah. Please ask the questions to the Minister.
Put on the mic.
Good afternoon, Honorable Minister, sir. Myself, Saumya. I'm from BTech Electrical Department. And I would like to ask, in the present scenario, especially the post-COVID situations, are we getting expressions of interest from countries, especially the advanced ones, for academic and research collaborations from India, or expressions from industries abroad for direct recruitments from India?
Of course, see, what the COVID has proven is the capability of Indian scientists. Indian scientists and technologists. Say, for example, there was a time when there is a pandemic, some country will develop a vaccine. It used to take decades for that vaccine to reach India. But that situation has gone. Now we have Indian scientists developing vaccines, manufacturing, producing in India. Many have expressed their interest in having joint manufacturing of vaccines in their own countries with the support and collaboration of India. Because India is now considered among the front-ranking countries in innovation, in science, as well as in technology. So, in fact, definitely COVID was an unforeseen, unexpected, once-in-a-century type of a scenario, because what people say is that perhaps the earlier such an incident was in the beginning of the last century. But now, this century is pandemic, if we can term it like that. This pandemic has proven India is no more a country which looks for assistance and help from other countries, but India is a country which can provide help and assistance to the rest of the world. So that's why now India is termed in the rest of the world as pharmacy of the world. Because we are able to come up with support to many countries who are in dire need of such assistance. And let me remind you one more thing. Many of the so-called developed nations, even if they had already developed vaccines, they were not ready to share it with the rest of the world. They were giving more prominence, they were giving more importance to their own countrymen. Of course, we need to take care of our countrymen. But we have always held the philosophy of the world is a family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Or in Malayalam, Logame Taravadu. So, living up to that philosophy was this opportunity, gave us an opportunity, gave us a point when we can live up to that philosophy that we have been espousing. So now India is being looked upon by many countries and countrymen for support and assistance, and as well as for collaboration. So that's I can say that the gain that India had as a result of this pandemic or during the pandemic.
Thank you very much, sir, for your patience hearing and answering all the doubts from the students. I'll hand it over to the technical section.
Thank you, sir, for your enthusiasm. We have among us Dr. Shibu Raman. Dr. Shibu Raman is an architect and urban designer trained in the UK and India. He has over 20 years of experience in teaching, researching, and practicing architecture and urban design, and has a number of completed projects in India and UK, and a number of peer-reviewed journal articles and book chapters. Upon completion of his first degree in architecture, he worked with Dr. B.V. Doshi at his award-winning architectural practice Sangat at Ahmedabad, India, for over 4 years before moving to the UK to pursue a master's and an academic career. His design team has been recently shortlisted in a prestigious international design competition for the National War Museum at New Delhi. I invite him onto the stage.
Thank you for the invitation. I was totally not prepared to speak, but it's an honor for the invitation, and greetings to everybody who's on the stage. Thank you. I am originally from Calicut, and it's really proud to be associated with NIT Calicut. I now work for Cardiff University. I'm Director of International at Welsh School of Architecture. Cardiff University is one of the Russell Group universities in UK, regarded as the kind of elite groups of institutions in UK. Welsh School of Architecture had 100 years of history of teaching architecture in the UK, and we are normally around the top 5 architecture schools in the country and top 30 to 40 globally. So really excited to kind of have initial conversations with NIT director and the architecture department in terms of thinking about collaboration in research and teaching here. I initially came here to discuss a possible, my personal research interest is in the area of sustainable urban development, and I've been working with, I was originally invited by Mangalore Smart City Mission as an advisor, following which I carried out 3 years of research on Kochi, which I was supposed to present in next 2 weeks in Kochi to the mayor and other stakeholders in urban development. And following the 3 years research, I want to move to another city because my kind of long-term goal is to study Indian cities and try to identify its uniqueness and the form or the way in which the Indian cities have formed and its physical form influences the culture, the social, behavioral aspect of the city, its ecology, and so on and so forth. So my next target is Calicut, and I want to kind of work with NIT to evaluate Calicut using all the possible ways of modeling, measuring, and analyzing the city, and try to understand how we can make Calicut a more livable and more sustainable, having a future that is appropriate for its abilities and its potentials. Having arrived here, I heard about the joint degree possibilities and PhDs and staff development programs, and so therefore we started discussing that opportunity, especially with NIT, interested in looking at joint degrees. We had some initial discussions on that, as well as joint PhD supervision, staff development programs, and joint studios. So I'm really looking forward for this exciting period where we can offer joint degrees for especially in the wide varieties of degree programs that is offered from Cardiff University. We walk among many Nobel Prize winning scientists and famous literary giants in Cardiff University. So I'll be super proud to be associated with one of the top institutions in the country. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your wisdom. We would now request Dr. Sadi Devi PS, Deputy Director, NITC, to deliver a vote of thanks.
Honorable Union Minister for External Affairs and Parliamentary Affairs, Shri V. MURALEEDHARAN, Honorable Director of NIT Calicut, Professor Prasad Krishna, distinguished alumni, distinguished guests, esteemed invitees who are attending this function in virtual mode, my dear faculty colleagues, staff, students, members from the media, and other members of the audience, good afternoon to you all. So, as it is already late, due to the time constraints, I will directly move to my duty of proposing the vote of thanks. On behalf of the entire NITC fraternity, it's my immense pleasure to express our humble and heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Shri MURALEEDHARAN, who has kindly agreed to accept our invitation to inaugurate the seminar on Internationalization of Higher Education in the light of National Education Policy 2020, and graced us with his insightful words and profound wisdom. Your presence is indeed assuring and motivating. Thank you, sir. I thank Shri M.K. Raghavan, Member of the Parliament, for having encouraged us with his astute prudence. I also extend my highest appreciation to Shri P.T.A. Rahim, MLA, for his kind incitement. The acute wisdom we received would not be complete without a mention of the facilitators who joined us in person and also virtually from different time zones today. Dr. Siti Hamisa, Vice Chancellor of UCSI University, Malaysia, Professor D. Shakti Kumar, Toyo University, Japan, Ms. Natalie Porret, Telhai College, Israel, Professor Thomas Goetz, Koblenz, Germany, Dr. Aranza Aldia, Oxford Brookes, UK, Dr. Guru Nath from Rostock University, Germany, Dr. Jayanta Kapat, University of Central Florida, United States of America, and Dr. Shibu Ramanan, Cardiff University, UK. So your ingenious vision, immense experience, and fervent support are indispensable. We look forward to having your persistent support and vision to pave our path to a great future. I thank you all. I thank our Honorable Director, Professor Prasad Krishna, who envisioned these multidisciplinary centers in line with National Education Policy 2020. Sir, your aspiration to make NIT Calicut a global brand is inspiring. Thank you, sir. The participants of the seminar and the audience who have assembled here, I thank you all wholeheartedly. I also take this opportunity to thank the faculty, staff, students, and organizers, especially Center for International Relations and Foreign Languages of the seminar, who have organized this seminar, and also who have attempted to make this program a grand success. This vision will be incomplete without you all. Once again, I thank each and every individual present here for making this endeavor a success. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you all. We request you all to rise for the national anthem.